Hi everyone, I hope you guys are doing good. So as a part of our Python tutorial series, in last lecture we learned about Python class, objects and methods, declaration and uses, right? Now in this lecture we will learn about Python inheritance properties which we will implement using classes, right? So without wasting time, let's start. So this is my notepad where I have prepared some of the classes to demo you guys inheritance properties. Okay, and we have idle shell. Okay, so let's first understand what is inheritance, right? So inheritance is object-oriented programming properties, right? Attribute, right? So what is inheritance? Inheritance means parent has something, right, which child can obviously access or inherit from parent, right? So child has its own properties as well as parent's complete property, right? So child can change the parent's property, right? He can modify the parent property, he can use the parent property as well as he has its own property as well, right? So that is the benefit of creating parent-child relationship, right? Because in parent-child relationship, anything you change in the parent, right? So that gets traverse to all the childs, right, who are inheriting the properties of parents, right? So make change at in parent and it will be replicated to all the childs, right? So that is the benefit of inheritance, right? So we don't need to create class or write code according to our need. We can inherit some class and use their properties and methods in our class, right, without writing detailed code, right? So that is the advantage of inheritance and that is called inheritance. Okay, so now to implement inheritance we need a parent class and we need a child class, right? So I have a parent class called student, right, and I have a child class called science student, right? So parent class is from same from the last lecture, right? So we have dress code, a class variable, and the value is formal, right? Then I have a initializer, right? And in initializer method, I have two variable, stream and timing, right? So this is class students stream, right? Stream can be science, commerce, art, right? And timing can be morning, day, and evening, right? Now second method in parent is to fetch the details, right? So I'm just printing stream and timing, right? So I'm just printing the message with stream and timing that this is science stream having shift timing as morning, example, right? So this is to just to fetch all the details, right? Fetch method, and then there is a set method, right, where I am changing, modifying the timing, right? So change stream timing, right? So I can modify this timing value using this method, right? Now I have a child class, right? So in child class, my child class name is science student. And how we inherit parent class? Just passing the parent class in bracket, right? So student is a parent class that I'm passing in bracket in while declaring the child class, right? Then again there is the initializer, right? So in initializer you can see we have three variable, stream, timing and number of subject, right? So stream and timing is common as it is in the parent class, right? So in parent class also we have stream and timing, and we child also we have stream and timing, just added a new attribute that is number of subject, right? So number of subject is the new attribute which I added in child. Okay, so child has three attribute, parent has two attribute, and this stream and timing is common between parent and child, right? Now there is one method to fetch detail, right? Simple print. So we are printing stream, timing as well as number of subject, right? So all the three values we are printing, right? Using this fetch method, I can access all these three variables, right? Now again there is a method to change the number of subject, right? So change stream number of subject. So I can change number of subject in child class, right? So for that I have created a method change stream number of subject. Again there is change stream timing, right? Child I am writing here. So I am changing the timing, right? I'm changing the timing using this method in child class, right? So I'm giving the name as change stream timing child, right? Because in parent also we have a change stream timing. So in parent also we are changing timing For that, there is method in parent also, right? So to make it different, I am making a child method also. So child method is change stream timing child, right? So we can change timing. To change the timing, there is one method in child and one method in parent as well. We'll see the uses. Okay. So that's our parent-child relationship. So let's declare our parent first. So let me copy this and execute in idle shell. So let me just paste it, right? So just enter. Okay. So parent is declared, right? Let me just copy child class, and child class is still here, right? So child class, let me just copy it. Okay. Let me just paste it here and enter. Okay, so child class also got declared, parent class also got declared, right? Now it's time to create an object. Okay, so we are going to create an object from child class, that is science student, and I'm passing all the three initialization variables, right? That is stream, timing, and number of subject. So stream I'm giving as science, timing as morning, and number of subject is 5, right? So this is the way we can declare object for any class, right? So science student is a child class, and I'm creating an object of science stud underscore object is my object name, right? So creating an object of child class, right? So let's create a object of child class, right? So let me just paste it here. So science object using science student child class, science morning and 5 are attribute, right? So let me do enter, right? So our child object got created, right? Science student object got created. Now using this child object, right, I can access all the method of parent. I mean these two method. I can access both these methods using child objects, right? Because we have inherited the parent class, right? So I can use all the methods from the parent class, right? I can also use all the variables, class variables of parent class using child object, right? One thing to note that I have created an object from child class, right? That means I have called this initialization method, default method, to create an object of child class. So I'm giving stream, timing, and number of subject, right? But stream and timing is common to the parent as well. So by default, this initialization method is also getting called, and stream and timing is getting set for parent as well, right? Because I'm not going to set the parent variable, right? So I'm just creating an object of child variable, child. I'm just creating an object of child class, right? And I'm using the initialization value in child class. But science and morning, right? So stream and timing getting set for parent as well by default, because that is the properties of inheritance, right? So I can directly use call this no method from parent class, and it should give me the stream and timing, right? So let's check that. Okay, so I'm using this child object. I'm calling show stream timing, right, which is a parent class method, right? So stream timing, which is to print stream and timing, right? So let's call this method. Okay, so let me just paste it, enter, right? So it is giving me a message, this is science stream having shift timing as morning, right? And so we are able to use the parents method, right? We are able to use this parent method, so stream timing, using the child object, right? And we have not even initialized this value individually for parent, right? We initialized for child, and automatically stream and timing, which is common, is getting initialized for parent as well, right? I can also use modify detail, right? I can change timing in parent, right? And if I am changing timing in parent, it will change timing for child as well, child variable as well, right? So that's how it gets coupled, right? So if you change stream or timing in parent, right? So they will be changed in child as well. And from child also, if you change stream and timing, so they will be changed in parent as well, and they will be reflected in the methods of parent as well, right? So that is called the coupling between parent and child, right? So we saw show stream timing, right? Now one method, there is a fetch method in child is called show stream details, right? So this is showing details from stream, timing, and number of subject, right? All the three it is showing. So let's call this child method using child object, right? So let me just paste this. So show stream details, this is the child method, right? Enter, right? So it is giving me this is a science stream having shift timing as morning and number of subjects I have added in the child method, right? So it is giving me that result, right? Now let's try to access the dress code, which is the parent class variable, right? Dress code is declared in parent class, right? So I can access that using child object. So let me just copy it and let me paste it here. Enter formal, right? So I can access parent child, parent class variable as well, right? Now next is change stream timing, right? So change stream timing is a method in the parent class to change the timing, right? Change the timing for student, right? So let's call this, and earlier it was morning, let's make it day, right? So let me just run this parent method, right? So let me just paste it. This is a parent method, parent class method to change stream timing, and then I'm changing stream timing as day. Enter, right? So now timing has changed, right? So how we'll check that? We can call again show stream timing, which is the parent method, right? Parent method, parent class method, right? So let me just paste it here. Right, so this is a parent class method, right? So enter, right? So it is giving me this is a science stream having shift timing as day, right? Earlier it was shift timing as morning, right? So now it is giving me shift timing as day, right? So I'm able to call parents class method to change the timing, right? I'm able to call again the parent class method to check the details after the change, after the modification is done, right? So change. I can also check this, right? So this timing has changed in parent, right? So this timing has changed in parent using this parent method. So it has changed the timing variable, but that timing will change in the child as well, right? So how I can check? I can check using this fetch method. So I'll just call this show stream details method, right? So let me just call this show stream, which is a child fetch method. So let me just paste it here, enter. Right, so now it is giving me this is a science stream having shift timing as day, number of subjects 5, right? Earlier it was morning, right? So change was done using parent method, but that is reflected in both the parent as well as child methods, right? And change was done using parent method, right? So that is what I wanted to demo, right? Now let's change number of subjects, right? So that is individually a child method, right? Number of subjects, right? So number of subjects is only available in the child, so it should just change the number of subjects in the child class, right? So let's change it. So let me just change number of subjects. So let me paste it, enter. Right, so number of subjects has should be changed. How we'll check? We'll just call stream details, which is the child fetch method, right? So let me just again call this method, right? So stream details, enter, right? So this is a science stream having shift timing as day and number of subjects has changed from 5 to 7, right? So this using this child method, child class method, we change the number of subjects and that was reflected. So day, the timing as well as number of subjects both got changed, right? Now we'll check one more thing, last thing, that I have a child method, child class method where I'm changing the timing, right? So earlier we changed the timing in the parent class and that was reflected in child class. Now this time there is a method using which we are changing timing in the child using this child class method, right? So let's make it this time evening, right? So earlier it was morning, then it was make to day, make as day. Now I'm making it as evening, right? So let's run this. Let me run this. Enter, right? So now we'll check the details, right? So let's check the show stream timing, which is a which is a parent method, right? So let's check that what has changed in the parent, and then we'll check what has changed in the child. So we change in the child, and then I'm checking using the parent method that timing has changed or not. So you can see this is a science stream having shift timing as evening, right? So I'm changing using child method this evening timing, right? But it has changed into parent method as well, right? And it should have changed in the child using child method as well. So what is the child method? Child method is this one, show stream details, right? So this is the child method to show the details. So let me just call this again. Okay. So let me just paste it here. Enter, right? So this is a science stream having shift timing as evening and number of subjects as 7, right? It was day, now it has changed to evening, right? So this is what I wanted to show you guys, that there is a no parent-child relationship. So there is a parent, right? And there is a child class, how we inherit parent class into child, right? How we just initialize child objects, and those variables, parent variables also gets initialized. Using child object, you can use all the methods of parent, right? And if you change any variable, any common variable, either in parent or child, it will be impacted both ways, right? So that is what I wanted to show using inheritance, right? This is called inheritance. In next lecture, we will also learn about method overriding. That means if we have one variable called change stream timing, if we have same variable in the child as well, then which one will be given priority? That is called method overriding. Child method will be given priority. Okay, so that is method overriding. We'll see the demo in the next lecture. We'll also learn about the super class. Okay, super method. Using super method, we don't need to individually assign here all the common variables which are available in parents, right? So we can use the super dot initialization method of parent, and we can assign in one go all the variable which are common, right? That we'll see in the next lecture. So if you guys like this lecture, inheritance properties, please subscribe my channel. Thank you guys.